A UK judge has just ruled that the so-called Bitcoin creator, Craig Wright, has repeatedly lied. This is a damning ruling by a British judge after he ruled that self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor lied repeatedly to support his claim. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys. Available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about a ruling by a British judge. This is going against Craig Wright, who is the founder of BSV or Bitcoin Satoshi Vision coin. He forked Bitcoin and then created this kind of cult, if you will, around this coin. And he claims that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, that he is the inventor of Bitcoin. I think every man and his dog knows that he's lying, but he's found himself in court, and even a judge now is found out that he's lying. So as always, guys, let's jump straight into this article, see what we can learn, and then we'll comment after. So the self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor, Australian computer scientist Craig Wright, has faced a damning assessment according to a ruling on Monday at London's High Court. Reuters reported that a judge at London's High Court ruled that Craig Wright had lied extensively and repeatedly and forged documents on a grand scale to support his false claim that he was the inventor of Bitcoin. The ruling comes after Mr. Justice Mellor, who is a High Court judge, had ruled in March that Australian computer scientist Craig Wright was not Satoshi Nakamoto, and that he would give his full reasons for his decision at a later date. The court case in London had begun on 5th of February 2024 after the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, or COPA, took Dr. Wright to court to stop him suing Bitcoin developers. This was because since May 2019, Craig Wright has been using English libel law to sue people who denied he was the inventor of Bitcoin and who called him a fraud. The Alliance asked for a ruling that Dr. Wright was not Satoshi, and COPA, whose members include Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's payments firm Block, previously said it had brought the lawsuit to preserve the open source nature of Bitcoin. Australian IT researcher, businessman and computer scientist Craig Wright had claimed in a blog post in May 2016 that he was Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonym used by the person or persons who developed Bitcoin. Nakamoto carried out the initial research underlying Bitcoin and apparently ended his involvement in the digital currency in 2011. Craig Wright, in his blog post in 2016, provided a cryptographic signature that's among those known to have been used by Nakamoto. Wright has previously told the BBC that he created Bitcoin. "I was the main part of it. Other people helped me," Wright told the BBC. "Some people will believe, some people won't, and to tell you the truth, I don't really care." Gavin Anderson, whom Nakamoto chose to succeed him as chief scientist of the Bitcoin Foundation, supported Wright's claim. He said his conclusion was based on a visit to London, where Wright lives, and a careful cryptographic verification of messages signed with keys that only Satoshi should possess. But many in the crypto community were and continue to be skeptical of Wright's claim, in part because he has not moved any of the early Bitcoin presumed to have been mined by Satoshi. COPA has accused Wright of repeatedly forging documents to substantiate his claim, including during the trial itself, which Wright denied when he gave evidence. And I'm not going to read the whole article because it's quite long, but I just want to read you this important comment that the judge actually made. And he said that, "Overall, in my judgment, and whether that distinction is maintained or not, Dr. Wright's attempts to prove he was or is Satoshi Nakamoto represent a most serious abuse of this court's process," wrote the judge. The same point applies to other jurisdictions as well. In all three jurisdictions, it is clear that Dr. Wright engaged in the deliberate production of false documents to support false claims and used the courts as a vehicle for fraud, wrote the judge. So COPA, the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, has actually brought this to court. So it's not that Craig Wright has actually suing anybody himself. He's actually having to defend himself here, and the COPA, as I'll call them, have taken him to court so that in the future he can't actually sue any of their developers, their open source developers that are working on anything to do with Bitcoin. So they're trying to kind of future proof or future protect their developers. And so what this ruling essentially says, what this judge is saying, is that it supports the idea that no single individual or even an entity controls Bitcoin, which actually reinforces this idea of it being decentralized and has this open source ethos, which we all know anyway. Everybody in Bitcoin knows this already. But this is an important message because it's the decentralized and open source ethos of Bitcoin is actually crucial for maintaining trust in this system. And this ensures that Bitcoin remains accessible and unencumbered by proprietary claims, as he kind of, although he's not claiming ownership, he's claiming that he invented it, and the courts found him forging documents basically. So this decision by the court will weaken, or it'll stop him actually, Craig Wright's ability to pursue any lawsuits in the future. So this is going to reduce, this is a good thing in the short term and the long term, because this will also reduce any sort of legal pressure that might be on developers or researchers or even commentators who critique or investigate the origins of Bitcoin. And if we want to speak the truth and we want to investigate everything, we should be able to do that freely. And so we're not going to get sued by him because this court has ruled against that. Now, there is a good thing in all this. I think most people in Bitcoin don't actually care who Satoshi Nakamoto is. It's not really, well, or at all important. It's the aim. It's important that he's anonymous, and so we don't want to. I personally don't ever want to find out who he is, or she is, or they are. And so, while ever we've got Craig Wright in the news, he's the only person that cares about who, and he only cares that everybody thinks that he was the creator of Bitcoin. And in reality, nobody else actually cares. They only care because we think he's lying. We don't actually care who Satoshi Nakamoto is. And so this resolution by the court can redirect the focus from the identity of Bitcoin's creator. So because he's always in the news, we're kind of always talking about him and we're saying, well, he's not. And a lot of people then might say, well, who is the creator? If it's not him, then who is it? We don't know. I think it's fair to say that it's probably a group of people or multiple people. It's not just one person. And so by accepting that we don't know who it is and that we don't care who it is, we can just focus on development and focus on the future. And also this decision will provide some form of closure. There's a lot of people that go, he does have a kind of a bit of a cult following, does Craig Wright, within the BSV community. And so there is this sort of point of contention between the rest of crypto and Wright's followers. And so that'll be gone now. Hopefully it will put some things to bed, which will increase confidence among users and investors in the integrity of Bitcoin's history. And so that's always going to be a good thing as well. There's also a message behind this as well in the UK anyway, but I'm sure a lot of courts will be doing the similar thing, in that if you're going to claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto, you're going to have to bring proof. You can't just go around, whoever shouts the loudest that I am Satoshi Nakamoto gets claim to that. That's not how it's going to be, and the court is going to look for proof if you are making such grand claims. So in summary, this ruling is, against Craig Wright, is actually a win for open source protocols and the decentralized nature of Bitcoin. It reduces the threat of any future frivolous lawsuits and actually helps us to clarify one of the most controversial claims in the crypto world. Now that that's been put to bed and the court has found him basically that he's not Satoshi Nakamoto, everybody can now just what they should have done all along is probably just ignore him and focus on making the space better, making it more stable, focus on security, making it a better environment and friendly environment for beginners and for new people coming into crypto. Make it more accessible for developers and investors. So it's long term, this is a good thing. And so that's what I've got for you today, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll see you all tomorrow evening. Take care.